North of the Delaware Expressway and east of Broad Street, we find ourselves at Lincoln Financial Field in South Philly. Today, after a crazy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here between the Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles. Two teams here fresh off Week 1 victories. Who can keep it going as we're underway on EA Sports? And no run back on the opening kickoff. It'll come out to the 25. Off the play fake, here's Hurts. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down.
Brandon, watching their tape from last week, I saw plenty of plays like we just saw there, forcing incompletions. It was key in their win last week. They're hoping the same thing happens this time out, too.
Following the incomplete pass, here they go again. 2nd and 10 from the 25. Throwing is Hurts. Throw left side complete. That's Coleman. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Well, this defense for the Cowboys, terrific last week in the season opening victory.
And what keyed their victory? The pass rush. Got to the quarterback 6 times for sacks. And plenty of other turbulence in the pocket for him as well. Hard to throw the ball downfield when all you're seeing is opposing jerseys come at you.
Wide open receiver complete. And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Now, that was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He's able to get it to Coleman. And he is out of bounds, but not before. The end result, 21 yards. And forget about the run to set up the pass. They're just coming out throwing.
Forget trying to set anything up. They feel like they have the advantage. They feel like they have the matchups, and they're just attacking right now.
Yep, going to the air on the opening drive. And they run the option here on 1st and 10. That'll result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on 2nd down. The Eagles at 1-0 on the year following the win in Week 1, and they were able to get that road victory in the opener. Now they look to get to 2-0 in front of the home crowd.
And look, any road win in the NFL, that's huge. But when you do it Week 1, that gets you pointed in the right direction and sends notice to the rest of the league that you mean business.
And he'll get them inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
The tackle is made by Micah Hyde. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line. Big DeMarcus Lawrence getting in there and bringing him to the ground.
Well, that's a pretty darn good start to his season, huh? A sack in the opener, adds a 2nd one here. That tells you about his offseason. He came in determined to have a big year, and it's paying off.
Play number 9 on the drive coming up, and they need 9 yards on 3rd down. And they're able to corral him right around the 8, and that's short of the first down. Give him 5 on the QB run, but it's going to bring up a 4th down. So Hurts is off, and on comes Jake Elliott for the Eagle field goal. This from 25 yards out. The kick by Elliott is good. And the Eagles, they take a 3-0 lead. All in all, a pretty decent opening drive, Charles. Pretty balanced. They had the passing game going and the rushing attack, too.
I would think they have to be happy with that start because you get your ground game going, which means your offensive line and your runners are pretty happy, and then you get your aerial attack going as well. So your quarterback and receivers have smiles on their faces. Now both up to speed, awaiting their next possessions for this game. They can't wait to get started again.
They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 23. So the drive's going to... And right away, he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And his guy... Are going to get the football at the 23-yard line. On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. Dances by at the 20. And some determined running there as he'll pick his way down to the 12-yard line. It's an Eagles 1st down on a gain of 11.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. And he's able to get to the 2nd level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line.
Someone's looking fresh, and this O-line is definitely licking their chops. Everyone likes to run block. If you're an offensive lineman, nice early burst, nice gain, too.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. Hands it off out of the gun. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the 1st here. Here's a handoff out of the gun. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the 1st down as he's tackled at the 1. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
Come on. 19, Tiger, 19, Tiger. Check 43.
And he is going to wind up losing yardage here, as that will take us to the end of the 1st quarter of play. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal. And he's in. Touchdown, Eagles. Jalen Hurts, his 9th touchdown of the season. And they are able to add on to their advantage on the extra point, and the lead grows to 10-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice. But at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10. He's already put it on the ground once in this first half. There, no gain, just struggling to get going.
Yeah, and what he needs right now, a dose of confidence, which means his guys have to chop a hole, a big one for him, give him a chance to run a little bit and gain some of that confidence back. He didn't get it on that carry.
And that ball incomplete, nearly intercepted. Took a chance with that one. It'll lead to a 4th down. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. This is taken at the 15. A good return there, 17 yards. And it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. The offense coming back out here. Plenty of energy, ready to roll, looking to just add to what they have been doing. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Trayvon Diggs. And the Cowboys are going to take possession here at their own 33. So this defense coming up with a takeaway, and maybe that's something that can bring a little life to that sideline.
Well, I don't want to say that they've been sleepwalking through this first half because that's simply not true, but you're right. We haven't seen a lot of fire from these guys, really, on either side of the ball. So maybe that's the catalyst that they need.
Trying to force it to Hopkins, and it's intercepted. And the Eagles are going to get it back here just past the 35. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
This is what defensive coaches ask of their defenders every single ball game. Get a hand on every throw in coverage. They want the deflections. They want the knockaways. Pick it yourself if you can, but at least knock it down and guarantee it's incomplete.
Hurts throw taken in here by Jackson. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Hurts. He gets it complete to Jackson. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 26. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. and you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Three yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he's got this pretty close to a first down at the Cowboys' 18-yard line. Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or two short here with 3rd down coming up.
It's not a huge breakaway run, but if your starting running back finishes the game with averages of 5 or 6 yards per touch, you'll take that every single time.
The Eagles on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And he's able to pick up the first down before he's tackled right at the 10. 43 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries. So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Jackson. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score. Ball at the 9 on 2nd and 8. Here's Hurts to throw. Touchdown, Eagles! A 9-yard touchdown grab. And his guys now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead. Well, this offensive unit, they were solid in the opening week victory, and now they are looking just as sharp here in week 2.
And that's exactly what you want, too, because you want to get better each and every week and really ramp up as the season goes on. I know it's still early in the season and a lot can happen, but this offense, they look like they're going to be fun to watch each and every time out.
Elliott good with a PAT, and that makes our score 17-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll be out of bounds here just past the 20-yard line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Meanwhile, Dak's throw pulled in by Lamb. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. That one a gain of 20 and a first down. Here's Prescott. Being chased out left. And he wisely will throw that one away.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. They'll throw again. Prescott. He'll fire deep downfield for Lamb. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest. With a guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep. Try and throw some air under it and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they were unsuccessful.
On 3rd down, it's Prescott. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime.
And that's their first sack of this game, but how about last week? 6 sacks, great coverage downfield, which helped that pass rush. They are really working in sync right now.
So they're forced to punt on fourth as this one's away. Fielded just inside the 20. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Covered a lot of ground there, 81 yards on the punt return. And the Eagles continue to pull away here in this. Elliott good on the extra point, and the rout is on here in this first half. So after the punt return touchdown, let's see what their opponents can do with this kickoff. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. I don't think they need to be reminded of the situation here. I mean, the clock is dwindling. 3-score deficit waiting for them at halftime unless they can get something on the board here before intermission. He's done it. 1,000 career catches with that last reception.
I don't care what you've done in your life. How many things have you done 1,000 times of significance? How about this? With that catch, now closing in on the top 10 all-time in NFL history, a very significant achievement.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Prescott now. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. Taken in at the 22. So a good punt there, but a nice return of 11 yards. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. And this a leaping effort, but it's knocked away and incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Hurts sets up to throw it. And a diving effort, but only right at the line of scrimmage. Now a timeout. 7 seconds left in the first half.
I think one of the key words in today's NFL is hybrid. You know, guys who can do more than just what they're asked to do. How about our running back there laying out like a wide receiver and making that catch?
19 Charger, 19 Charger.
On 1st down, Hurts. He's going to let this go deep for Jackson. And that nearly intercepted. Oh, the free safety roaming into position almost had it, but it's 2nd down.
When you look at the scoreboard, you'd think they'd be pretty comfortable right now with this lead, but these guys are absolutely not going to let up. They want to increase their lead, and they want to do it with a big play. Unable to connect in that attempt.
Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Reed, and he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half. So we've come to halftime here in Philly with the Eagles on top. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. It's the Cowboys who get the football first, and they trail here as well as we resume action in the 3rd quarter. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. We'll see, Charles, if they had a chance to hit the reset button at halftime. They have not scored. They're facing this big deficit. And if they're going to come back, it's going to have to start right now.
Yeah, and for them, it's not dwelling in the negative because, yes, they were totally ineffective in the first half. But we've seen many games that have flipped around in the second half. It all starts with this drive right here. They get something good going, put some points on the board, they begin to have hope.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Play action now, Prescott. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at 2nd down.
It is certainly becoming rarer by the year to see your franchise guy take a hit like that. The defender couldn't believe he had a shot to light him up. So when you take off and run, you have to make sure you can slide, get out of bounds, anything. Just don't leave yourself open to hits like that.
And he'll get about 3 here up to the 44-yard line. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Here's Pollard again. But he won't get close. Only a yard, 4th and 3. Prescott to throw on 4th. Steps away to his left. And they hit him as he throws, as this one's going to go straight down to the turf. Incomplete. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Eagles are going to take over in great field position. So 1st and 10. And if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
That incompletion certainly slows things down a little bit and brings up a very important call for 2nd and long. What do you do? Run and try and get some yardage and make it 3rd and manageable? Or challenge the coverage again, hoping for a bigger gain?
On 2nd and 10. Hurts. He's going to let this go deep for Jackson. And that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown. A big play there. 45 yards. And the Eagles are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. The PAT would extend their lead, but there is a flag on the play. And that flag accepted. After the field goal, here's Elliott to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll run with Pollard to begin the drive. Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. He's already fumbled once in this game, and I thought the ball started to jostle there a little bit, but they got to him quickly at the line of scrimmage.
They sure did, and remember, if you're not a very confident runner and you've already dropped it once, if there's traffic around you, the only...
Look at this, middle of the field, a breakaway. And they'll work this down inside the 30.
That was awfully nice. Hit him in stride, and off he went. It was almost like the ball hitting him was like him receiving a baton, and he was running the anchor leg in a relay race.
They'll go with Pollard here on 1st down. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Tony Pollard, his 3rd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Cowboys are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. And Johnson's extra point up and good. And the lead is down to 24. Here's Johnson set and ready to kick this one away. Oh, a mistake there. The kickoff out of bounds. Well, you don't see that often. He just mishit it, and it goes out of bounds.
Well, I know sitting up here, and I'm looking at you, and you're looking at me, and I know we're both thinking the same thing. Isn't it easy enough to keep it between the sidelines? Because unless you're intentionally doing it for some reason, Well, that's a costly mishit, and now you put your team in a bad spot.
Play action. Here's Hurts. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got second and third down to fall back on.
2nd and 10 now. Third quarter action from Philadelphia, PA. Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave him with a third down.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in the expected passing situation.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. He's going to sling this deep downfield. Oh, he still makes the catch, even though it was tipped at the line. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
I'm seeing a lot of guys shaking their heads on defense right now, particularly in the secondary. And when you see that going on, that is never a good sign. But it's understandable. They've been shredded so far.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. This carry brought to an end at the 8. Good stick skills, but not much room to operate. Not quite the success they had last play. This one goes for 3 yards. The ball on the 8 still could get a first down technically. 2nd and 7. They'll set up a throw. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on second down. They're going to look to throw. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. Touchdown! From 8 yards out. And the Eagles will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd. Elliott good with a PAT, and the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
Prescott to throw it. Forced out to his left. It's hauled in by Brandon Cooks. And he will have a Cowboys first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. Prescott looks to throw on first. And he'll just get rid of it.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. To throw is Prescott. That's into a crowd and intercepted. It's Nakobe Dean with a pick. And the Eagles are going to take possession of the football. But with this advantage, this defense knew that passes were coming, and they stayed in position, Charles. and picked one off here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, what a way to cap things off, huh? Because I think this is part of the game within the game. They see the scoreboard, they see what they can accomplish, and they went for it.
They'll throw on first down with Hurts. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. A CD, they're up big, but they're still passing it. I mean, this is an offense that's had a lot of success in this game, and it seems like they're just having fun out there.
And it does feel like there's been a shift out there, doesn't it, partner? Listen, if you're up, you can continue to do what you want to do. It's up to the other team to make you change how you do things. They'll continue to throw it around until stopped.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he's got this pretty close to a first down at the Cowboys' 40-yard line. 55 rushing yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down.
And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A great play there with his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Eagles are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this fourth quarter lead. Elliott good on the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. After the field goal, here's Elliott to kick it away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line. So bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision. Loses him about 4 yards. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Work to do here to avoid falling to 1-1, but this is 1st and 10 right now. And now the Eagles going to signal for a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter.
In your face.
They run straight ahead here with Pollard. And he's got room. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. From the red zone now, Prescott. Touchdown, Cowboys. DeAndre Hopkins. His first touchdown of the new season. And the Cowboys get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth quarter deficit. So still throwing here in the fourth quarter with a pretty sizable lead, and now that lead even more sizable. And if nothing else here, CD, a chance to pile on some stats before this one wraps up, and he did just that.
Brandon, convention tells us it's time for them to get off the gas a little bit, right? But you and I both know the receivers don't want them to because, as you noted, this is their chance to pile on the stats. If they got their way, they try to get every single spot in the depth chart points before this game is over.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate. But we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way that this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
And Hurts is intercepted, his 3rd of the game. Picked off by Micah Hyde. And the Cowboys will take over here just shy of the 30. So they took their shot. It was a pretty good heave, but in the end, the free safety is the one who comes away with the football.
And two of the traits that you look for in a good free safety, range and decision-making. Both on display right there. And it didn't hurt that he's got a good pair of hands, too.
And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. So 8 yards on the completion there, and it'll be second and a couple.
It's funny, throughout the time that we've been together, when we talk with running backs about the ability to catch the ball, their eyes light up when they talk about open field and having one-on-one matchups, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And that's the reason why. What we just saw, shedding those tackles, and that's what they're used to doing.
It is, and it starts at the beginning of the play. One-on-one matchup if someone's trying to cover them, but they also like those one-on-ones downfield after the catch when they're running with the ball. They think they're going to win those, too.
On 1st and 10, Prescott. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Barrett. No gain on the play there. It'll be second down.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
Play fake. Here's Prescott. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
I'll tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to need a nice long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
Yeah, once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete.
He's checking crap. Like 17.
Here's Prescott. And this is going to be incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Mike 17. Let's go, D. Mike 17. Mike 17.
Desperation time. Prescott on 4th. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by the USC man, Adoree Jackson. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD. Elliott good with a PAT. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. So they throw the pick-6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Now this is going to be returned from the back line of the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. On the draw, it's Pollard.
88 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Prescott now from the 50. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, They've really been put through the ringer in this one.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Throwing, Prescott. Ball had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. Another pass attempt, another incompletion, and they're just a little over 100 yards passing here in this game, so defensively, pretty good job.
Definitely, because they were never really able to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, so a lot of credit to the defensive game plan, and especially the execution.
They'll run forward with Pollard. And he's got the 1st down before being taken down at the 46.
So this drive going to continue following the conversion on 4th. Here's 1st and 10.
And he wisely will throw that one away.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
This is certainly a team that has proven it likes to target its backs through the air, and defensively, they were aware of that and certainly were prepared on that throw.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete. Well, that's a perfect example of how he was named NFC Defensive Player of the Week from last week's game. He is just all around the football right now, isn't he?
That he is, and it's funny because I talked with the coaching staff about drills that they do in practice, and one of them is called matching hands. And as soon as that hand is launched by the quarterback, you throw up the opposite hand and match that hand with the QB, and oftentimes you're able to knock it away, as we just saw there.
So fly, Eagles, fly. It's a victory for Philadelphia.
Charles, for this losing side, their heads are hanging as they walk off the field today. And really, I mean, we know why. Those 3 turnovers by that offense, that's ultimately what doomed them.
And this is what coaches preach all the time to every team that we ever talk with. Taking care of the ball on offense, trying to take it away on defense. And let's face it, when you give it away 3 times in one game, you make it very difficult for your team to get the W.
So for the Eagles,